All right, now we're going to get into this final segment of today's podcast. And we've touched on this a little bit during this podcast, but there's one huge benefit to people to exploring hobbies and having more than one hobby, especially if you don't know what you're going to do in life, is you might discover a passion and you can choose that. You can research and do the work to turn that passion into a career. So you got to do something in life to survive. You're not sure what you're going to do in life to survive, but all of a sudden you like hosting D&D games with your friends, and you figure out a way you could do something like Critical Role. You can set up cameras and record it all and whatnot and make a little like video for YouTube for culture, or do a podcast like they do. You could turn that into a passion. Like they use that to help with their voice acting careers, to help with their like facilitate training in voice acting, and then they also use that on the side to make money because they turn a passion. They use a passion for a passion to fuel a passion. You see what I'm saying? Like time management plus. Like that's the perfect like example of time management using some of the stuff we talked about here today. Um, you could do things like that. If you start writing, you learn how to you find out you know how to write. You can become a writer. There's many different facets and avenues for writers. You maybe you like building stuff with your hands, like woodworking, like John Burke, which is another influencer out there or whatnot. He started doing woodworking. He started making like mugs and whatnot, and now he has Tipsy Woodworking. Yeah, he goes to Renaissance fairs and sells he likes making things. He found that he needed that to help with his mental development and his like returning home as like because it's hard for us veterans to return home, and he found a passion in that, and then he used that passion to fuel a business to help keep him and his family supported. Time management, like adequate time management. These are the people we should be emulating, not like people with a hookup culture, party culture, like the people that people love, like especially my generation we're emulating. Some of those people are utter garbage. It's just that I'm sorry, but they were utter garbage. They weren't good human beings at all. We can do better. I wish I had better role models growing up. I wish I listened more growing up. I had to learn the hard way. I had an absent father because he was into drugs and not sober, which, you know, love my dad to death. He unfucked that mess. My mom, she's just too busy for herself, partied all the time that she wasn't really a mom, and like that relationship's estranged. So like I have things I got to work on myself, and hobbies help me do that. And managing my time helps me become more successful and gives me more time to actually do that. And I've learned like figuring out hobbies is how I learned that I have a passion for this. What I'm doing right now, making these videos to you, making this podcast for you. I just started doing it one day to vent. I wasn't even thinking about it, but it worked. I started venting. And then I was less angry about things. Like the world is arguably worse than it was when all my mental health issues began. But my mental health condition is improved exponentially. It's been improved. So like just because I have more hobbies. I'm hanging out with more people. I'm being more social. I'm having more fun. I'm unplugging from the internet more and embracing reality. And all of that helps make me whole. It helps make me feel whole. It helps make me feel like alive, less that I'm like that I have a purpose again, less than like I've because it's hard being less than 40, retired, having medical issues, and not feel useless. Especially when you can't do the things that you like to do, like run. I have to figure out how to like keep as much as I can. Hunting, archery, it's hard to like. I have to figure it out. I can't just let it eat me up inside. I mean, I could choose to do that, but that wouldn't serve me. It wouldn't serve anybody around me. I'd become miserable to hang out with, and that's not what I want out of life. I want much better. I want much more out of life. So I'm gonna find my passions. I'm gonna turn my passions into profits, and I'm gonna be successful because that's what I have chosen to do. I'm gonna manage my time. I'm gonna become a better version of me, a more well-rounded version of me, and that's because I realized that there's more to life than just feeling good. Sometimes you have to put in the work to feel good instead of taking a crutch that insta feel good. Sometimes you have to actually put in the work to feel good, and actually when you do get that natural high from doing stuff that you're passionate about, it feels even better than the fake highs, and it doesn't come with any of the lows that come with those fake highs, because most of those fake highs drop down to it's not worth the time, it's not worth the effort, it's not worth the money. But I hike up a mountain, look down, exhilarated feeling, looking over the side of a mountain, huge drop, I could die. Like, natural highs, much, much better, but they don't have any lows. There's no low for it. You're just high, and then when it's done, you're not. Come back, you're high, but there's no like, ugh. A much better hobby than what some people are doing on the streets these days. But hobbies are important to help. You can use them to help build culture, help build a career, help make yourself more well-rounded, more mentally stable. Hobbies serve multiple purposes, and it's time humanity got more hobbies. It's time humanity became more rounded. It's time humanity became a better version of itself. I'm just saying. And as always, I'm Doc Camo. This has been my thought of the day, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.